Welcome to the JESS MARSHALL Podcast. Buckle in and buckle up your chin strap. This week I've got the great Pete Ham, my rugby brother, on the JESS MARSHALL Podcast. We're going to have a bunch of fun. Both podcasters, both Texas-based, both rugby dudes. It's going to be high energy. It's going to be badass. Enjoy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the JESS MARSHALL Podcast. Wow. Mark that swipe. Bring it.
We got the perfect mix with... We got Dallas, which is kind of the uptown city vibes.
Yep.
There's some uppity
Lots
bullshit.
of curls for the girls. Dallas. Yep.
Big arm day city.
Yeah.
And then
no squats ever.
Yeah, no squats. And then Fort Worth is just a great town.
Belt buckles, bitch. Belt buckles and hats, brother.
A pleasure and an honor.
No doubt, man. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're a busy man.
Here. I'm happy to be here, brother.
You're a Texan through and through. You were born in Texas?
Born in good old Mansfield, Texas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Down yonder way.
Yeah, about a hop, skip, and a jump down I-35.
Yeah.
So, was born and raised in Mansfield, primarily raised by my mom, who's a dentist down in Mansfield. Shout out Sandy Ham.
What's up, Sandy?
Yeah, great smile doc. And, grew up my whole life in good old Mansfield and played football, just like any other Texan kid would.
Hard to believe.
Yeah. And I know rugby's going to be a topic.
It is.
So hopefully this will segue to it.
What position?
For rugby?
For football.
For football. So for football, I was always offensive tackle, offensive guard.
Just mauling people?
Defensive end. One of the big boys.
Just molly-whopping sons of bitches.
Yeah, pushing bitches around, running, or not running the rock, but blocking or protecting.
Pancaking motherfuckers?
Yeah. And from second grade, when I started playing, all the way up until my senior year, or not my senior year, sorry, up until my freshman year, football was like my life. Like as a Texan kid, your life is
hard for it not to be.
I want to go to the NFL.
Yeah,
I got a lot of brothers and cousins that were big into football, and it was like, hey, you want to play college football. Like that should be your goal growing up. That was kind of drilled into us.
Sure.
And ended up going to a unique school called the Culver Military Academy up in Indiana.
Okay.
And there's a story behind how I got there.
How'd you get there?
Well, okay, we'll go into that one. So my brother is 5 years older than me, Chris Ham. Hell of a guy.
Hell of a guy.
Fucking love you, brother, if you're listening.
Brothers are the best. What's up, Andy?
Brothers
Marshall?
are the best.
You bastard.
How you doing, Andy? How you doing? Keep it fucking moving. And so to rewind the clocks, we'll say this is where this story begins. 2004. My brother was a freshman at Mansfield High School in Texas. And started being a shithound, getting in trouble, maybe smoking a little weed, maybe not, and well, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but let's just say he wasn't being an optimal student.
Not youth group appropriate.
No, absolutely not. And with my family, very family-oriented, traditional, Southern, big family.
Sure.
That shit wasn't flying.
Yeah.
And the common punishment is, I'm going to send your ass to military school. Oh. And what my mom did was she did her research, talked to a lot of people who she knew to get their opinion. And the conclusion was we're going to send him to Culver Military Academy for summer camp, which was a 6-week summer camp. So he got sent there that summer.
Right.
So this was after his freshman year of high school. So went from Dallas, Texas to the middle of nowhere in Indiana.
Whoa.
But it's on this beautiful lake called Lake Maxinkuckee. And when he got there, first 3 weeks, absolutely hated it. He didn't like the marching. He didn't like folding the clothes. He didn't like all the military regimented aspects.
Who can blame him?
Right. I mean, it's not easy by any means. And I mean, all of our military members and people who serve, hats off to them because they commit to that lifestyle.
No doubt.
And so he hates it. In the first 3 weeks, you don't get to talk to your parents. But once we got to call my mom, the call went something along these lines. Mom, oh my God, you sent me to a living hell. I got the worst butt rash I've ever had. It is so painful. You have to come get me because of this butt rash. This butt rash is the worst thing ever. It's really emphasize the butt rash.
Yeah, apparently.
And we always reflect back on that conversation. I say, bro, if you're really trying to leave, what kind of shitty excuse is to say you got a butt rash?
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe
go sprain your ankle or something.
Go break a bone. Say your life's in danger.
It's not that hard to break a finger, man. Doesn't really matter.
Right. You can do a lot better than that.
Yeah.
And yeah. So my mom's like, you're being a little pussy. Figure it out.
Right.
Get through it, which is good advice. And when it came to the 6th week, he ended up falling in love with it and kind of coming to his senses and being like, you know what? For the first time in my life, I've really went through some hardship.
Sure.
Some life-changing shit.
Yeah.
And I'm able to look back and be like, wow, that really helped me, benefited me as a man.
Sure.
So really proud moment. And he called my mom
That's
and
a big realization to make when you're a teenager, too.
Huge. And he called my mom and said, this is where I want to keep going. I want to go to school here full time. Which my mom was like, wait, what? This isn't how this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go there, fucking hate it. It'd be hard. But he ended up falling in love with Culver Military Academy. And long story short, he ended up going there and graduating. And him being my big brother, 5 years older than me, want to follow in big bro's footsteps.
Sure.
So since I was in 6th grade, I knew I was going to be going to a military school. So I didn't get sent there in the same manner, but I knew I was going to go.
Were you excited or were you like trepidatious about?
I was honestly excited. I was excited. I had heard all the things my brother loved about it. There were things about it that were, I remember at the time, scary. Like, wow, I'm going to go live in a new state away from my family.
Right.
In a place I haven't been for at least a year, most likely 4 years. And when you're 15, that's pretty young.
Yeah, that's daunting.
To be along away from that time. But yeah, so I knew I was going to go. And once I got there, a big part of my life was football. Circling back to that. And played football my freshman year there. It was great. Got to play on varsity, which was good for a freshman.
That's awesome.
And that spring, I was trying to think, okay, what am I going to do during the spring? Like, I love working out, but
not going to play baseball.
Maybe try something else. Yeah, fucking not going to play baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Colorado Rockies and Sam Hill.
Yeah, you do like the Rockies.
We like the Rockies.
Baseball, though, it's like a glorified lawn dart game.
Yeah.
Like cricket is more exciting than baseball is.
Cricket, they do some crazy shit.
They do, and cricket's tough to follow. But when you kind of
love cricket.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. He's got the cricket heritage too.
Love that.
Baseball, though, bro, no way.
Yeah.
So what'd you do? Track and field?
Well, the options, what I was choosing from was either lacrosse, which is a huge sport up in the Northeast or Northwest or whatever the fuck they call it up there.
Yeah.
And another sport that Culver had, they're a big athletic school, is rugby.
Huh.
And the rugby coach came to me one day, and he's like, Pete, you should play rugby in the gym. I'm like, okay, I think that's what I'll do. He's like, you'll love it. You get to run with the ball. So I was like, oh, I never got to run with the ball, ever.
It's on now.
Ever. So I was like,
so this is between your freshman and sophomore years?
this is the end of my freshman year. The spring.
Yeah, so like leading
year.
up to letting out of school.
Yep, leading up to getting out of school. So I was like, sure, I'll give this shit a shot. Maybe,
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll be good. Maybe I'll get to
Right.
learn. Maybe it'll just be a good experience that'll get me more prepared to be better at football. That was my thoughts going into it. And I'm a 0 or 100 guy. There's really nothing in between.
You don't say.
Yeah. It's got its pros and cons. But
Oh yeah, bro. I feel you.
Yeah, it's got its pros and cons.
I feel you.
But fell in love with rugby. Absolutely
0 or 100.
loved so many aspects of the game.
It's badass.
It's badass. It's a cultivation of people who are just from all corners of the globe.
And all sizes of
All
human.
sizes.
Little guys who dominate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ball placement. Big
Yeah.
old
Big
old
bastards who will
like
just,
you.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Yeah. There's
What did he slot you in at right in for first training?
yeah. So
Front row?
First year coach Daryl Knowlton, great coach, great ambassador of the game too, put me at lock,
Hell yeah.
which
Engine room.
yeah, I mean that's a good position to go take the rugby rite of passage.
Absolutely.
Get your ears fucking smashed.
That's right.
Get your head feeling like it's about to pop.
That's right.
It's not easy.
No.
Yeah. Out
No,
of all
the
positions
best
in
teams,
rugby,
the
it's
best
hard.
teams in the world have the best second rows, man.
They do.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
They are the hardest hitters. They're brutal. Look
Yup.
at Itoji. Look at Eben Etzebeth.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just savages, man. They're
They're
just like Spartan warriors, man.
they really are, and they're
And they just walk around, the
they're
way a lock
units.
walks.
there's a
Yeah.
certain
It's like, oh, you guys can't scrum without me anyways.
yeah.
Plus, I hit those 5 rucks in a row, over on the other side of the fucking field.
Yeah. Was the wing there? Was
No.
the outside center there?
No.
Was the fly half there?
No.
Definitely fucking not.
And probably the 8 wasn't even out there. He's between the centers waiting for some glory bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've been there.
Yeah, I feel you. I have too.
But so yeah, started playing lock.
Wow.
Playing lock,
That's
and
awesome.
really just fell in love with the game that spring. I always
It's
reflect
addicting,
back on
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah, it's really addicting. It's really just empowering to have a brotherhood where
It's so much different than football. People don't understand the rugby
Right.
brotherhood. How it's just different.
it's different.
You can't really explain what's different. All
Yeah.
you know is that it's just a whole different animal, man. It's not comparable at all. It's hard to explain though.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and I always think about that a lot. Like, what makes rugby special? And I think the fact that there's a few things. The fact that you have to be trained in really all realms of fitness,
Yep.
strength, power, endurance.
Yep.
You have to check all those boxes.
Absolutely.
Whereas in football or any other sport, you really have to be dominant really in one area.
Mm-hmm.
In rugby, you got to have the whole package to
Yep.
really be a high-level player.
You really do.
So that's one aspect. Another aspect is how it's such a worldly sport,
Yeah.
and the men or women, because I know there's women's rugby.
Absolutely.
I don't think I'd sign my daughter up for it.
No.
But you're all 15 out there, all either playing offense, both playing offense and defense.
Yeah.
And
No subs.
No subs. Well, I mean,
If you sub
got
out,
'em.
you're out.
Yeah, if you sub out, you're
Unless
out.
you got blood, and then you get a little minute to get yourself squared up.
We got this camera.
Yeah, that's you, brother.
So one good thing with rugby that everyone should know is you only get subbed out of the game if you're bleeding, severely injured, or you just got to get off. But once you're out, you're out. That makes rugby intense.
It does.
Because there's a famous story. I'm trying to think which rugby player, but he got his nutsack ripped open on the field, but stayed out there.
Wasn't that Zinzan Brook?
I think so.
I think it was too.
It's in.
He was an All Black.
Yep.
Oh man. It might have been Zinzan. It might have been Buck Shelford. It was Buck Shelford. 100%.
Yeah.
Sohail, see if you can pull up Buck Shelford, New Zealand All Blacks.
He's a
injury
beast.
To the nuts.
Injury to nuts. And I mean, the nuts can get stomped on. The head
yeah.
can get stomped on. It is a violent game.
Like Tana Umaga says, we're not out here swinging handbags at each other.
We're not. And that's one thing that makes it special.
It does.
You're putting forth all elements of your athleticism.
Oh, yeah.
And your team camaraderie on the line.
And you have no armor.
No armor. No fucking armor.
There's no pads, helmet. You do have a mouthpiece. There's Buck.
Optional. Should have a mouthpiece. My mom will hate for me to say that.
I don't know if they'll tell the story in this or not. That's the haka, for those of you who don't know. Oh, hell yeah. Boom. Have a seat. In New Zealand.
Just dragging people.
Oh, yeah. Look at that stiff arm. Look at those skills.
What a beauty.
There it is.
There it is.
Split open is down low. Didn't it say he taped it back together with electrical tape?
Yeah. His balls were too damn big. Not a bad problem to have.
They said that when Zinzan Brook replaced him at number 8, that their the most popular shirt that everyone would wear around would just for like 10 years would just say "Bring Back Buck."
Yeah.
The "Bring Back Buck" T-shirt apparently was just all the rage.
Buck's a phenomenal example of what a rugby man is.
And an awesome rugby name.
Yeah. Hard to beat Buck.
No shit.
Buck Fox.
Buck does fuck,
Buck
man.
Fox.
Buck is not here to hug you.
He's not. But
he's not. He's here
to
to
fuck
do
shit
damage, man.
Yeah. Definitely. If I have a son, which I'm hoping to.
Yeah.
Don't know with which woman yet. But when I have a son,
they line up to the
Buck's
left.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should.
That'd be
Buckham?
great.
Bro, that is not
solid.
a fair name, man. That's not fair.
Solid. I'm kind of pissed I'm not named Buck.
You could be. You could rename yourself.
That's true.
Right here on the JMP, rename yourself Buckham.
Yeah. We need to make sure some URLs and usernames are available. But this could be happening.
We might need a dash or a underscore or something like that to make it totally official.
Yeah.
So you're a freshman.
Freshman.
You play a 15 season.
Yep.
And then do you come home for the summer?
Yeah. So came home for the summer, and midway through the summer, we had a football camp that everyone on the football team was supposed to go to. And I went to this camp, and I was sliced up, diced up, shredded, had lost like 20 pounds from playing rugby, and
yeah,
I really after rugby was really motivated to play fullback or play tight end. And in my mind, I'd solidified the thought of, okay, I'm playing one of these two positions, and like that's what I'm going to be playing.
Yeah.
And I went to this camp.
I like you at tight end.
Yeah, I liked me at tight end too.
But you could flatten some defensive ends, man.
That was my train of thought, but unfortunately, the coaches still stuck me at lineman. So I went through the camp, was a good team player the whole camp.
Right.
But the last day, I was like, "Fuck it, I quit." Like I've tried to.
Must be an omen.
Yeah, I tried to emphasize. I want my shot, want an opportunity The thing was
they wouldn't even give you a shot.
the thing was, I didn't get a shot. That's if I would have maybe tried out those roles and did shitty. The thing was, I just got shut down, locked into the lineman position.
And they just they like slot you in football.
Right.
Like, I mean, think about how many linemen there are. Like, think about Joe Thomas, right? Joe Thomas for the Browns. Dude, Joe Thomas.
A legend.
And now he's like, he runs marathons and does Ironman stuff. He's like shredded ripped. Like, a lot of people say the best athletes on the field are the linemen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And everybody's looking at them. Look at these fat slugs. Their hand speed, man.
Next level.
Bro, it's unreal. If you just watch the lines during even a high-level college, even a mid-level college game, it's crazy.
Yeah. The footwork, the handwork, the intangibles, the commitment to team, the humbleness.
No doubt. Think about how lucky a guy like Dan Campbell got, because he should have been a lineman. He's been a skinny lineman his entire life. Now he has traps up to his earlobes.
Guy's a fucking beauty.
Did you see him doing the up-downs on HBO?
With the broken hand there?
Yeah, with his broken wrist or
Just
whatever.
doesn't give a fuck. Just a beast. Dan Campbell. I mean, that guy can
He's
get
a
you motivated
grown
through the
man,
screen.
dude. Because have you ever met Witten in person?
I haven't, but I love Whit.
Oh, Witten's great. Witten's an all-timer, man.
Oh, yeah.
But when you compare the two men as like specimens,
Yeah.
like Dan Campbell is an absolute. He's a fucking rhinoceros, man.
Hopefully going to be a good coach this year.
Man, I'm pulling for him. Somebody asked me over Christmas, like, what NFL coach would you want to play for? I said either Robert Saleh or Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them are solid.
Ultimate motivators.
Robert Saleh runs the stairs before games, man. He goes and runs the stadium stairs.
Love to see a coach doing that.
That's the shit, man.
That's the shit.
What's up with like the Andy Reids of the world? Oh, here we go. Dan Campbell doing up downs at training camp on the first day.
What a beauty.
He hangs in there too, man.
Wild.
And to be a grown-ass man, I mean, he's in, what, late 40s?
How old is Dan Campbell? He's got to be, man, because I
Maybe
watched him.
50s?
I watched him in the Sugar Bowl when they played Ohio State. I watched that game live with a buddy of mine. Actually, his father just passed away. Rest in peace, Dr. Van Gardner out of Decatur. There's Dan.
Rest
How
in
old
peace.
is he? 46.
46.
46. He's out of Glen Rose or something like that. He's I've always thought he was badass. Do you listen to The Ticket up here in Dallas ever
Oh,
at
yeah.
all?
Yeah.
He would come on with them every week and talk with Bob and Dan and just shoot the shit. You could tell he had a dip in on the entire time.
Oh, yeah. just a true beauty.
I mean, a Viking, though.
of a fucking Viking.
I don't know, man. When I was growing up, I was enamored with talk radio
Yeah.
because I didn't really get to watch a lot of TV. So I listened to all the Mariners games, Seahawks games, Sonics games on the radio. So, you learn how they're painting the picture for you. I listened to radio stories on the radio. I mean, the radio was always my jam. If someone said you're going to go to a desert island, you get a radio or a TV or a computer, I'd be like, I'll go radio because I don't want to have to deal with fucking emails.
Right, yeah. Fuck emails.
Yeah, but talk radio then, especially when I moved to Texas, I found The Ticket. I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And then in every social setting, friends, family, man, you should get a radio show would always be what people would say. And I'd be like, how do you even do that?
Yeah.
But I
Absolutely.
didn't even really dial into podcasts until like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When did you dial into them? Like, and what was the first one that kind of drew you in?
Yeah. So the podcast journeys. Definitely want to go over both of these with us.
Yeah.
So mine was I've always been someone who just knows that my livelihood and energy just increases at rapid rates when I'm with other people
Really?
and when
Are
I'm
you an
talking with them.
like an extrovert?
In a way, I'm
You need some time alone here and there, but
and that gets to a good point that I definitely want to touch on. I get the massive amounts of energy, happiness,
too,
joy
man.
in life when I'm speaking with someone, hearing their story.
Especially when they're energetic and
Yeah.
like they're positive. Like I had this dude on. He's way into peptides. He makes this peptide. Lauriston Crockett.
Bro, I got a fucking crazy story about Lauriston.
Really? What is it?
Bro, this is
He is an energetic son of a gun,
he is.
man.
He's a
Holy
great guy.
cow, man.
I
He's awesome.
I love him, and when I saw him on
He's
your podcast,
63, man. He's having a kid.
he's having a kid.
He's having a kid. He's 63 years old, dude.
Fucking hats off to him.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm living till I'm 110, man. Like, mark it down.
Mark it down, testosterone up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So funny story about him in specific, and then I'll get to the podcast journey. But when I first started my business, which is Unifi Commerce, we're a business that kind of similar to
Media production?
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. We're media. I wouldn't say media production. We're Unifi Commerce. We're a social presence company.
Okay.
So I help businesses build their social presence.
Okay. Awesome.
That's
Build
my
their
job.
brand through their social presence.
Exactly. And been doing that for 5 years.
Good for you, man.
Yeah,
Was that
it's-
something that you studied at Baylor, like entrepreneurship or business, or
So I did study entrepreneurship.
was that your major? That was
It
my
was
major.
Yeah,
was it
It was
really?
my major. Baylor got a hell of a program.
Do they?
Yeah. But when it boils down to it, ever since I was young, I've just known, hey, social media, I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a big deal. This
Really?
is going to be,
How old are you?
I am just turned 28.
Okay. Yeah. So I got some
Just-
years on you.
You got to, yep.
So I feel like that was more in your stream of consciousness when you were what? Older into high school and then through college, social media was a big deal.
So actually, it started when I was like in 4th grade.
Really?
Believe it or not, with MySpace.
Okay.
MySpace had come out
Right.
then, and throughout my 5th and 6th grade years, this would be, let's see, like 2005, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Top friends, your top friends who you had in your profile,
Yeah.
and how like aesthetically pleasing your profile was
Right.
was important.
Yeah. You bet.
Which that stuff is the aesthetically pleasing part is now more important than ever.
So when you're young, then this is
Yeah.
before high school, you realize, wow, this is going to be something.
I thought in my mind in 5th and 6th grade, I'm like, holy shit, this is going to change how we live.
Were you dialed in then like, okay, I'm going to try to play college ball, and then if I can't make it at the next level, this is what I'm going to be, this is what I'm going to go at?
Not in 5th and 6th grade. I wasn't thinking that far ahead.
How old were you when you started thinking I'm going to make a job out of social media if the athletics doesn't work out?
Yeah. So it actually funny that you asked that. I always have once I transitioned to rugby, I knew that okay, my going to the NFL, making that my optimal life goal, that's out the window. Rugby will and always will be a massive part of me, who I am in my life, but I knew a business is going to need to come into play if I
Sure.
want to keep her going. And how the business started, how Unifi started, was I worked for Sewell Cadillac in Dallas. Great store. If you need a Cadillac, I got a lot of good buddies there.
Cadillac.
I was a caddy daddy of Dallas.
Got to get the white walls out on the caddy. Old school, like training day, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Old school.
Cannot beat that.
No doubt.
Yeah, they could probably get you one. They can get you whatever you need. They're the biggest Cadillac dealer in the United States.
So they brought you on and you're out there slinging caddies?
Yeah, slanging caddies, fresh out of Baylor, was a great salesman for them,
I bet.
and still love them all dearly to this day. Got good relationships with everyone over at Sewell, and one of the things that really helped me kind of propel my book of business at the time was I was one of the youngest guys there. Everyone who had been there had been slinging caddy for years. And I had always managed the Facebook pages for my rugby teams. That's how I helped my rugby team in high school at Culver Military and at Baylor. Helped the program grow a lot by just keeping everyone posted on Facebook.
Yeah.
And posting and shining the spotlight on others.
There you go.
And I was like,
bringing that ultimate value.
Yeah, and making people feel good. And when I went to work for Sewell, I thought, shit, I'm the only young gun here. None of these guys or gals really know how to use social media as a tool. Don't know how to use social media as something that can help
and it's
propel
like
their business.
Second nature to you by now.
Yeah.
Running them for yourself, for rugby clubs, promoting.
Absolutely.
And I mean, rugby's obscure. So
Right.
shining a light on something like that not many people understand unless they really love it takes work.
Yeah.
So you're accustomed to hard work too.
Oh yeah, and had to show people what the game was, what we do when we play rugby, and why you don't want to miss it, which ties directly into sales. So I made a Cadillac Instagram and actually connected with a lot of very interesting people who are car fanatics. I was never a car fanatic, but working at a Cadillac dealership, you become one.
Right.
And made a bunch of videos, pictures, would take a picture with a customer after they just bought like an Escalade and write a caption that just like tells a little story about them. And,
Sure, highlighting them.
And they would fucking love it.
I
They
bet,
would
man.
share it.
Everybody wants to be a star.
They would share it. They would feel like a star.
So did Sewell take off once you started nailing their social for them?
Well, they're hate to say it, but Sewell is stuck in their old ways. Their social media ain't doing too hot.
So they didn't like
If
the
you need
cutting.
some help,
Get with
let me know.
Unifi. Get with Pete and Unifi. What they didn't?
I've done some work
you-
with Audi Sewell, but not the Cadillac Sewell.
Were you pressing the envelope too much? And they were like, "Hey, calm down. We're old school here. We have a brand."
No,
or-
I went with the philosophy of, you know what, I'm gonna do what I believe is best to make me the best sales associate I possibly can be for this company.
Gotcha.
Because I knew I wasn't mindless. I knew, okay, I sell a car, I make this percentage. The dealership makes a percentage.
Right.
The Sewell, they make this percentage.
Right.
So if I sell more of these, no matter what way I go about it, it's going to be a win-win.
Yeah. Sure.
And I really, throughout my time there, I really was able to, and I was there over a year, I witnessed like, wow, social media helped me make money.
I bet.
And there's a lot of people who don't understand it. And this is 2017.
So 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. This is where society was. In 2017, a lot of people didn't understand social media. They thought it maybe was a thing for kids. A lot of older folk thought, Facebook, I ain't on no Facebook.
Did they think in 2017? Did people think that social media was like a trend and that it would go away? Did a lot of people think that?
I definitely ran into a lot that thought that, and I would do my best to make it clear to them. But a lot of Texans, if we got something in our mind, that's how the shit's gonna be, which dealt with some old Southern traditional
Texas
business owners.
attitude, man. So what did you do? You split from them and decided to fire up your own thing right then and there?
Yeah, I started to
Did you
realize.
have any clients before you started your own deal, or were you just like, I'm making the jump?
Well, I knew I had a lot of connections. I had a lot of people that I'd met through selling cars, and I was born and raised in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I knew a lot of people. I was well connected, and I knew in my mind that, wow, there's a lot of businesses that could benefit from this.
Yeah.
They don't have to necessarily go crazy with it. They just need a social presence because it's important.
Back up 1 second. When you came out of Baylor, why did you take the car salesmanship job just right out of the bat? You needed to make ends meet, or you wanted the experience?
So it was
learning how to lay down a pitch and follow up with people and close people and all that.
Yeah.
Because have you ever noticed how many people say they don't? No, I don't like sales, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not in sales. No, sales isn't for me. I'm like, no, wrong. Hold on, rewind. You're in sales whether you like it or not. If you don't like it and you have a bad attitude about it, it means you're selling yourself terribly to everyone who meets you. Yeah. If you embrace it, even if it is a little bit uncomfortable, and you push the envelope and you develop your salesmanship skills and you learn maybe how to listen a little more during a conversation, take it in, give some feedback back, maybe how to mirror some body language, things of that nature.
Yep.
Watch how your entire life would improve if you would just embrace salesmanship to a degree. It's that attitude, that weird, I don't know if it's the I don't want to be a used car salesman is what's in everyone's mind or what.
The old greasy eye with a mustache.
Yeah, the leather jacket,
bald
the
in the wrong
tie.
spots. Yeah.
We're all in sales whether we want to be or not.
Spot on.
And people can tell right away if you don't want to be in sales because your body language, how pensive you are in a social situation. I understand. Some people are introverts. I'm actually an introvert.
Yeah.
I would rather be alone doing my thing than be around people until I get around people. And then I get around them, like, you know, after this, I'll be driving home. I'll be on the biggest natural high ever because I had Jason in here before.
Yep.
You got to meet him. And then you after, and you start rubbing shoulders with people who share like-minded ideas and who have the same, maybe we don't agree on everything politically or economically.
We probably agree on most.
I'm sure we agree on most. But we're also positive dudes who are out like trying to make a difference in our way. Amen. And that's a really cool thing to see in another human and be like, dude, you got a rad aura, motherfucker. I like hanging out with you, dude.
Fucking love it.
It's badass, you know?
It's a great thing. I resort to the quote, energy is everything.
Bro,
energy is everything.
I had a guest on who said that like 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Energy is everything. Everything runs off energy.
Everything.
Yeah, man.
It's everything.
What was that Lawson story?
Yeah, what was that Lawson story?
Lawson.
So this is after you start Unified, right?
Yeah. So this is, I had just left Sewell and did good there, but I knew in my heart of hearts, I'm like, I got to start a business to help other companies build their social media.
Yeah.
I don't know how it might go, but fuck it, I'm taking a risk.
Love it. Entrepreneurship,
and
man.
I was 22. I mean, I was a young cat. And it was about 3 months in. I had a $3,000 per month townhome. Me and my buddy were paying up the wazoo for this nice house. We had a lot of fun, but it hurt the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I was running a business, trying to start and facilitate my own business at the time. It's the very early days. I needed some cash, and I had bought a lot of sports memorabilia. I love memorabilia, and I put a Terry Bradshaw jersey on Facebook Marketplace, and I put 6 of my jerseys on there. I'm like, all right, the first one that sells. It was one of those times where I'm like, fuck, I need money immediately.
Yeah.
Like what's got to go? What resources do I have that can be sold?
Sucks.
Yeah, it was tough, but I mean, as
do what you gotta
all
do,
entrepreneurs, sometimes we run into that shit.
Yep.
So anyways, the Terry Bradshaw jersey, boom, I get a message from Lawrenson, says, I'd like to buy this jersey, sir. It would go great in my collection. I said, yes, sir. Where would you like to meet? He sends me this address, and the next day I'm going to meet him. I had my lady with me at the time.
Did you go meet him up? Did you go meet him up at his place in Plano?
I didn't go that far,
Okay.
but I went near.
See his Batman collection and shit.
I'd love to see his shit.
Oh, man.
This is the only interaction I've had with him. So I met him at some parking lot, like at a Best Buy or something.
Right.
And it's a really nice jersey. gave him a good deal. It's like I gave it to him for $500.
Wow.
I bet that jersey would probably go for double now. You're welcome, Lawrence. Hope you're doing good.
He is, believe me.
He's a
Get him on a text thread. You won't be able to get off.
Oh, fuck.
He's the shit, dude.
He's a great.
So you meet him in this fucking parking
So
lot?
I meet him in this parking lot, and next thing you know, we're there for an hour shooting the shit.
I'm telling you, man.
Talking about life, talking about restorative medicine, talking about our dog. He started talking about his dog. I had my dog with me.
Yep.
And, we're shooting the shit, hit it off for like an hour, talking about this jersey, talking about health, restorative medicine,
Right.
which I'm into that shit too. Peptides.
Absolutely.
All the way for it.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like you said, he's full of energy.
Infectious.
Yeah, and so when I saw that he was on your podcast, I was like, that's the fucking guy who bought my jersey.
Yeah, man.
So I was
Gift for life. Actually, he just
Gift
put a
for
reel.
life.
Yeah, he just bombed my DMs with reels. His Gift for Life page, Sohail, because you and me should both go to his Plano
Sure.
studio at his house and do some work with him for this new product that he just dropped. It's got a bunch of liver in it. It's human grade. You give it to your dog, it helps your dog, amps your dog up. But apparently, you take it as a
What
person.
is it? Gift for life?
The Gift for Life, or you can look in my DMs. But it's that infectious energy is.
It's
I
massive.
always yes, and life's tough.
Oh yeah.
When it doesn't matter if you're in line at the Tom Thumb or if
Yeah.
you're at the bank
Yeah.
or if you're getting a refill at racetrack. I always, even if I'm like bummed out or pissed, I always try to make a point. 7-Eleven. I go get this supplement shot at 7-Eleven all the time. And
Fuck
I
yeah.
always try to be so cool to the guy behind the counter. And they're usually really cool back. And there's that exchange of energy. And so I went in and gave energy. And
Yep.
they gave it back. And I left feeling better than I did when I walked in. And it's crazy how that works out, man.
Because
We're all
it's
connected.
a beautiful thing.
We're all connected.
We are.
It sounds real new agey and all weird and stuff like that, but it's true.
Fucking true.
That's what we love about rugby so much.
Yeah.
We're
Oh, yeah.
out there. We got no helmet on. It's a very personal game.
Yeah.
Even the way you scrum down, it's a very personal game.
Very.
And you just exchange this energy. I mean,
Yeah.
you knock the fuck out of each other for 80 minutes,
Yep.
and then you shake hands,
Yep.
and then you all go to the pub, and the home team makes food for the traveling team, and you get a keg, and you all stand around and you share the culture, whether it's singing or just shooting the shit or doing a boat race.
Yeah, it could be really anything, and that's one of the elements of rugby, the post-match social.
Yep.
That is just so unique.
They don't do that in other sports, man.
In football, it's fuck that guy. I don't like that guy. I want to kill that guy, and that sort of track of emotions
Yeah.
continues after the game.
And I
most
mean,
of the
you
time.
feel that in rugby for 80 minutes.
Yeah, you feel it.
Like
until
your
it's
opposite
shut.
number is your enemy. But at the end, you're like, bro, that was a good hit,
That was a
man.
good fucking hit.
You keep leading with that head, man. I don't know what to do over here.
I never thought about that, but it's like dopamine stacking. Like you're playing a match and then going out. That's not normal in most sports.
It's
Yeah.
not at all. And the other thing about it is for the most part amateur. I mean, we do have a pro league, the MLR, which is sustaining itself in the United States now.
Yep,
But for the most part, it is. And go Dallas Jackals. I fully support the Jackals.
Fuck yeah, I love the Jackals.
Me too. Been to a couple of games, a couple of matches over at Globe Life.
Hell
Love
yeah.
to see it. Been to the Dallas Harlequins luxury box. It's
Oh,
good
fuck
times.
yeah.
We got to go next
Oh,
season.
yeah. I got a lot of Jackals buddies, and
I bet.
they're a damn good group of rugby players.
We're gonna have a way better season this
It's
season.
the second year. The camaraderie will.
And we lost 9 players to that weird injury thing or whatever when they fell off that walkway or whatever. That still nobody knows the detail. You probably know more details than I do, but
we think everyone's doing better now, from what I've heard.
we hope they are.
We hope they are.
What do you think you took from your college and then men's club rugby career? What do you think you've taken from that and converted over into your personal life and into your business life that has enhanced both for you as just as a man?
Phenomenal question. I'd say the first thing that rugby has taught me as a man is that you can only control what you can control. I think that's one of the biggest things, and that phrase has a lot of meaning to me because you have to understand you can't control what someone else might do, what someone else might do off the field to train to get better.
Right.
If they're fucking off, you can't control
They're
any.
training in their off days.
Yeah.
If
Sure,
they got
you
drunk
want
the night
them-
before. Yeah.
Right, they could do that.
Yep.
You can't control a lot of things, but what you can control is yourself. What you can control is being the best leader you can be, being the best man you can be. You can control your attitude and
Your energy.
Your energy, yeah, spot on.
You know?
And if you control those, you'll be able to, hopefully, not always, but that'll be passed on and seen and recognized and taken in.
It will be, and it'll
By
be
others.
absorbed. A lot of times, too, that all gets rewarded big time in rugby more than it does in other sports because rugby is way more autonomous as
Yeah.
a sport.
Oh, yeah.
In football, everyone kneels down.
Yeah.
They all look up at the coach like he's,
Some fucking-
Jesus
Yep.
breaking bread and feeding the 5,000.
Yep.
Rugby, the coach or the director of rugby, he's running things.
Yep.
And then about on Wednesday or Thursday, especially when you get in the men's club, the captain takes over and the player leadership takes over. You do Thursday training, Friday captain's run,
Always.
Saturday match. And if between Tuesday when we put in the game plan and the Friday captain's run, the team decides we are not playing a wide open match, we're playing a tight match against these guys, we're going to bludgeon these guys,
Ground and pound.
that's what you do, man. Or
Yeah.
if you say, no, we're not playing a tight game on these guys. We're gonna
Yeah.
swing for the fences, man. That's what you do, and
Yeah.
it's to me, rugby embodies the American spirit,
Yep.
independence, autonomy. Yeah, thank you, coach. You
Yeah.
got us this far. You taught us some things, but we as a collective, this team, these guys bleeding on this field, think this is how we're gonna win, and this is what we're gonna do. I mean,
Right.
look at the London Harlequins last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Horrible. Fire the coach. The players pretty much coach the rest of the season, take them all the way through and win the premiership.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
Were you captain, or how
Yeah,
was your career at Baylor?
Yeah, at Baylor I was captain,
President of the.
sophomore, junior, and senior year. Yeah.
That's amazing. Did you have to do everything in terms of interfacing with the university, getting like your
Oh, yeah.
club reimbursements for fuel and all that kind of stuff? So you ran the
Whole lot of
club.
shit. Yeah.
So you were an entrepreneur and running a business before you even started Unified.
Yeah.
Because you had to run the club.
Yeah.
You're running social media. You're pretty much the ambassador to the school.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably
yeah.
keeping heat off the guys if they were making poor decisions here and there, things of that nature.
Yeah, we had to work through some of those
Yeah.
hurdles, but massive learning experience. And if I got a primary education that I could put my finger on at Baylor, it's from being a part of the Baylor rugby program,
Yeah.
helping lead it.
Me
and,
too, man.
And making it just a part of the school and
Yep.
making sure it was embraced. Like
Yeah.
I learned a lot more there than I did in the classroom.
Yes, I bet.
Great classrooms. Love Baylor. But definitely learned a lot more on that Baylor rugby pitch.
Go the Fighting Art Bryles.
Yeah.
Go Baylor.
Fucking love Art Bryles. He got fucked over.
So did Sean Oakman.
So Sean Oakman.
Ruined Sean Oakman's career over false allegations, and he'll never get it back. He was villainized in the media, and he'll
was.
never get it back. That dude's was a
monster.
phenomenal athlete.
Fucking
Ruined
great-
everything.
Great face mask too.
Yes, great face mask.
Yeah.
I think you and I could probably both work out every day for 3 hours for the rest of our lives, and we'll never even look close to what that dude looks like.
No way. Yeah, he's
Freak
a freak.
athlete.
He's a freak of nature.
So,
Another big thing I do want to say that came from rugby, which is unique from it, is that Rugby teaches you respect in so many facets of life. It
Great
teaches
point.
you respect for your coaches, and that can draw parallels to, say, your managers or your elders. It teaches you to have that respect and to listen to what they say.
Yep.
And just to have respect for them.
And ultimate respect for the referee.
The referee.
Everyone it's
Yep.
yes sir or no ma'am.
Yep.
It's no, you don't cuss the referee out.
Yep.
There's no flopping. There's no theatrics.
Yep.
It really is an incredible microcosm of life and teaches you a lot about life.
Yeah.
Like hanging in there and playing with respect for your opponent, whether you're beating them by 50, whether it's a
Or you're on the
close
other end of
game, or whether you're getting beat by 50. Like not giving up.
it. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how so much of life just comes down to rolling with the punches and riding the waves sometimes?
Yeah, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's a mentality that it's a constant work in progress, but I've strived to make it something I do. Is you got to be comfortable living life in the question. You got to be comfortable being a little fucking uncomfortable. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you are too comfortable, you ain't fucking living.
And you're not growing,
Yeah, you're not growing.
and you're not innovating.
You're not innovative. You're just
So you start Unified.
yeah.
Are you just cold
Unify.
Unify. Are you just cold calling people who you already knew, you already had relationships with? Like, hey, this is what I'm thinking of doing.
To a degree, yes. I definitely thought about, okay, who do I know? Who do I know who manages a business? Okay, let me see if they have social media. Oh, they have it. Oh, they have it, but it fucking sucks. Or, oh, they don't even have it at all. So then I would go meet with that business. And, I mean, I'm going to make it sound simple, but it's definitely been a lot of trial and error, learning which businesses are the best to work with. And would go to that business.
So you're
them.
saying you've been ripped off here and there.
Yeah, I've been fucked around, ripped off.
Welcome to the club.
Met bad businesses.
Yeah.
Had people do me dirty. Had people just not fully understanding of what maybe social media is. I've had all types of shit happen.
Like unrealistic expectations, maybe? Even if you set the expectations realistically, they still had unrealistic expectations?
That's huge.
Yeah. Do you think that the car salesman thing helped you in terms of closing deals with some of these new clients when you started Unifi?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the car sales helped. It helped me be really comfortable with making large transactions.
And being uncomfortable.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it can be just as uncomfortable. The sales aspect, I mean, especially in 2017, a huge thing was business owners didn't understand social media. So my first aspect was I needed for them to fully understand what social media was, why you need it, why it's so important, and this is how I can help you with your social media. And being able to connect those dots for business owners was definitely tough at the get-go, because as business owners should be, they want to know
Bottom line.
what's the fucking bottom line? What's my ROI?
Yeah.
If we do a 3-month contract, what am I going to get in return?
Am I going to see a 15% spike in sales?
Right.
How am I going to offset this outlay?
And the thing about social media, which I'm sure you know this, there's a lot of good it does, but there's a lot of good that's hard to track.
Mm-hmm. A lot of intrinsic.
Yeah.
It's there, but it's real ethereal.
Right.
Like, there's a groundswell building, but you can't really measure it.
Right. It's like one comparison I use is kind of like having a billboard on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Like it's going to make an impact. It's going to be seen by a lot of people, and it's good that it's doing that. But you don't know. Someone could look at that. Someone could look at JESS MARSHALL podcast on a big ass billboard,
Right.
Which would be sick.
It would.
And people,
My head's big enough, it would fill the billboard. So I'd be good to go. Yours is too, man.
fucking love it. Oh fuck yeah! I might need
Ham
two.
Planet.
I might need two.
Boom.
Boom! I want to get one of those big universal, like the Earth. That'd be awesome. But anyways, they could see that. Who knows? Are they gonna like it? Maybe, maybe not. Are they going to maybe do some research that's behind the scenes? Maybe, they saw something on their phone. Now they're searching something on their computer in regards to what is this podcast, or how do I search it? Or what is this insert a business?
Hard to measure the conversion rate sometimes.
Right.
Because you kind of have to be everywhere all the time to be relevant.
Yep.
Which is really intimidating for some small business owners because they're like, what are you talking about? I got to be everywhere all the time. I just got to make payroll on Friday.
Yeah.
That's all I can care about right now. That's where a guy like you steps into the gap and goes, here's what I'm going to do for you. Let's start small and do 90 reels over 30 days, 3 a day, get you going. We'll shoot them for you. We'll edit them up for you, get them going.
Yep.
And then let's start to see what is that kind of how you ease people into? Because a lot of people probably have a hard time making that investment to start with.
Yeah. Well, especially, so when I first started doing Unifi full time, reels weren't even a thing. I mean, they've taken over, and they're, as you know, it is the thing.
It's
if
the
you
currency.
don't have reels, you're not standing out.
Nope.
Whether you like it or not, whether you don't want to give in to the fucking TikTok theme,
Tiki-talk.
reels are here. Reels are part of our modern world.
They ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
And get a little creative. Fucking post a reel.
No doubt.
Why
man.
not? So when I started, we didn't have reels. We had it was just posts, and you could still comment and like. A big part of my business was, this kind of came as I continued to learn and continued to think about, okay, how can I validate this on the bottom line? A big thing was direct messaging. I mean, that would be
like prospecting.
One of my pitches.
You would.
We're going to send X amount of direct
on
messages
your behalf,
and we're gonna. It's going to be me typing them.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure I know you. I know what you like. I
know your voice.
I know your voice, know your business.
So
I'm going to connect.
You're prospecting on their behalf through DM?
That's how it kind of started. That's when I started getting some steam.
Apple, if you want one.
I appreciate it, brother.
Here to help.
I fucking love it. Here to help mentality. And then, that was the thing that really solidified in my mind, okay, the messaging aspect, that can provide ROI value to almost any business. But what businesses are best to work with? And this is like summarizing some of my conclusions over the past 5 years. But eventually I learned, okay, if I'm going to send these direct messages, custom crafted, hey Jess, saw you played rugby. Hey Jess, saw you played rugby.
I'd like that. I'd be like, what's up, bro?
Dude, I'm fucking in.
Yeah. What are you selling? I'm buying, bro.
Yeah. But I worked with a band. I worked with, at the start, a nonprofit. I worked with apparel company. And then eventually I started to realize, okay, we're getting some results, but each time these people are making a sale, which I'm giving away the secret sauce. If you're in the social media industry wanting to do social management. If I'm doing these messages, helping make sales, wouldn't I want to make sales for the companies that, have larger revenue per deal?
Sure.
You sell a concert ticket for $15. You sell a fucking car, a roof, thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
You sell a new smile, thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Thousands of dollars in lifetime value from that patient. So I decided, okay, I'm going to focus on higher ticket businesses, and I'm going to partner with them and just be a team player. Learn about what they do, why they do it, and do all I can to help get the word out there.
In your entrepreneurship journey, what have been some of the toughest lessons that you've learned? And would you go back and trade in that heartache, or do you wear that heartache and the failures and the tough times as a Medal of Honor? I wear mine as a Medal of Honor.
I'm a fucking Medal of Honor guy.
Yeah,
through and through.
I knew you'd say that shit.
If I do something, or if I go through something that's hard, a big staple of me is I'm not going to fucking chalk it up as a regret. I'm not going to go cry about it. Definitely not going to complain, because complaining is the worst.
And it's a waste of time.
It's a fucking worst waste of time.
Waste of energy.
Waste of time, waste of energy, and
100%.
it fucks up the other person's time and the other person's energy.
Yep.
Had a big talk with someone about that today. How
Did
they
you?
need to stop doing that.
I love it.
Yeah.
When people complain around me, I just walk away.
Yeah.
What are we accomplishing here?
We're not moving forward.
No, you're sucking energy out of me.
Yeah.
You're sucking energy out of yourself, because all you're doing is talking about what? The problem.
The problem.
You're not going, hey,
Let's get to work.
Here's
What's our next steps?
solution. All I want to talk about are solutions,
Yeah. Solutions.
because that's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
And if all we're going to do is sit around and kumbaya and cry in our beer, what's the point, man?
Fucking hate having tears in my beer.
Let's go, man.
And, yeah. I mean, I kind of blanked, but fucking couldn't agree more.
Hey, speaking about giving away some sauce, could you speak a little bit about having a separate clips channel on Insta and how you like set up your different accounts and
Absolutely, brother. I'm going to take a quick puff here real quick.
Go for it.
straight into the camera?
Yeah, do it. Seriously. We fully support.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that I vape. I'll say
It is a
Why?
What's it called? It's a nootropic.
It is a new topic. This is vitamin B12. I'm just a big proponent of fucking just being a beast, and I think smoking a fucking vape is pretty pussy. But I'm addicted to it. I can't be
you
critical of
can
it.
light up a cigar if you want. You got one?
That's what I'm saying. A cigar is more badass, but is it better for you? No.
No.
Maybe I shouldn't be ashamed of vaping.
I don't think you should be ashamed of anything that you like to do. Bro,
Well, I'm addicted.
Bro, I like Maren Morris. That takes some balls to say, bro. But I mean, I like Maren Morris a lot.
What is that?
She's a country and western singer. Play Sohail, pull up My Church by Maren Morris on YouTube. So I'm a big proponent of being a beast too.
Yeah.
But I also
being a man.
I also understand that if you like something, you get one go. If I like something, man, I'm in on that shit.
Fucking same.
Somebody will go, what's everybody want to listen to? First thing, and I love Pearl Jam and Metallica. First thing I'll say is Maren Morris, man. Pull up some Maren Morris.
Yeah.
You never heard this girl? You not a big country guy?
I'm a country guy.
When
I
Hank
like-
brings the sermon and Cash brings the choir, this is one of her first hits, man. She's the shit. She's from here too. But this is like my favorite singer right now, brother. And I'm floating around.
I like her. Oh yeah, I've heard her.
She's the shit. The lyrics in this are just legit.
Yeah. Is she single?
I don't reckon.
I'd
Just
probably
'cause
have
there's
to
a
get
just-
line.
Hey, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score.
I mean, fuck, that's true.
Listen to this chorus, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard this one.
I've heard this one.
Hell yeah. That's probably enough Maren Morris for the podcast. But
I like her.
If you like vaping, vape. If I like Maren Morris, I'm gonna like Maren Morris.
And I'm See, I'm fully in line with that train of thought too. It's just a conflict of two things.
Yeah.
I feel you, Pete.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So Sohail feels your embarrassment. I try to encourage Sohail. I'm like, wear your vape flag, man. Just fly that thing, brother.
Yeah, fuck. I need to just get like one that looks stealthy.
Black.
Yeah.
Sohail's just like,
Or switch back to Copenhagen.
don't do that.
Fuck. I mean, we'll see.
We have some Nicorette in the other room. It's for the talent. It's in the green room in our pantry.
See, I've broken my jaw a
Nicorette goes hard.
couple times playing rugby, boxing. And so when I'm talking to somebody, apparently
Yeah.
the left side of my lip hangs down a little bit. I look like Susan Hawk, the old Dallas DA. Remember her?
Oh, yeah.
She had like stroke face. And people always say to me, "Hey, you dipping?" And I'll be like, "No, man. I got cured of dipping when I was like 11." So I grew up on a farm, and my mom's baby brother ran this farm, and I would just wear this guy out about dip. I'd be like, "Give me some dip." He'd be like, "No, man, your parents will kill me." I'm like, "No, give me dip. Give me dip." Finally, one day, hot day, we're baling hay. We're in an old Chevy Cheyenne. So it's a little smaller than the Silverado.
Fuck.
Regular cab, short bed.
Hot as shit.
He rolls the windows up. He shakes that bad boy out, puts a pinch. He's like, "Put that between your lip and your gum." I put it in, bro. I got so sick
You died.
so fast.
Yeah.
I've never touched his stuff again. Which
That's a blessing.
my dad was not thrilled. And yet, here I am.
Your dad wasn't thrilled that you dipped that day.
He did not think that was great. Yeah.
As a dad should. You don't
Yeah.
want your boy on
And yet-
on anything.
And yet, see, look at her. Look at her bottom, lower left.
Yeah.
Good old Susan Hawk, man. Whatever happened to Susan? She got all squirreled off on pills and stuff, and then had to go. She had to
got
go to
some
like a
big old
rehab,
lips.
man, for a while for depression or something, which isn't funny at all. I've struggled with depression, but she.
We hope she's doing good.
Yeah, I hope Susan is
Wait,
crushing it.
yeah. Wait,
she
Susan's
was a
kind of
DA?
milfy a little bit.
Very
What'd you
fucking-
say, Sohail?
She was a DA.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Lots
I
of notes.
agree. I agree. You son of a bitch. I agree.
Brother,
Tell us that secret sauce, bro. Clips
what was your
channel.
question?
About the clips
So,
channels.
I saw you have a separate clips Instagram, which is
Yeah.
there's a lot of like talk, in the media community about
Yeah.
how to structure your channels. So.
Yeah. So the first thing I'll preface with is that everything within social media is constantly adapting. It's constantly transforming, and that's just a massive part of it. One thing I do know is that your data is very attached to you, whether we like it or not. It's a huge part of what's attached to us. And I got to really get a clear view of this by managing clients' accounts. I manage
Right.
over 50 Instagrams.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Too many.
Busy man. Yeah.
Well, fucking, it's a lot. It's a lot of Instagram. But for me, Instagram has always been a tool for business, a tool for creation, a tool for connection. Those three things. Simple as that. Other people view it as X, Y, or Z. Now that they have the creator program, that's been a good thing too. But the reason I have this separate one is to just deploy a separate data stream, a separate account where I can distribute things, but also have it very focused. If you follow that account, you're just going to get the clips.
So is more better? Like, say I have a business and a podcast and clips from that podcast.
I think the more specific you're able to get with your account, the more, to a degree, niche based it is. Like if you're following JESS MARSHALL, you're going to get some fire fucking clips.
This guy right here.
If you follow The Dallas Cowboys. You know you're going to get the Dallas Cowboys.
Pete Ham. If you're following
Yeah.
Pete Ham.
If you follow my personal page, who knows what the fuck you might get.
Well, you just better hold on to your fucking hat.
Yeah.
Better hold on to
You
your
better
hat
hold on
if
to
you're
your
gonna
hat.
follow anything Pete
I know
Ham's
what you're gonna
involved
get.
Yeah. Well, my clips channel is focused on.
That's you, right?
Fuck yeah. That guy's a beauty, honestly.
Look at this guy.
I like him.
Black tie, bro.
Yeah. I'm
Mr. Pete Ham.
I'm Twitter.
What's your Twitter? I just saw a video that we got to watch.
I think it might be Ham Planet. I really don't do Twitter too much. Yeah, there we are. This is some older shit.
Axe throwing savage competition.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, this is a good time.
Bullseye, brother.
Come on, big.
That's awesome,
That wasn't
brother.
the one I was thinking of, but I'll find it.
All my videos are mainly on my
Instagram.
my Instagram or the clips channel. But yeah, the reason I have them separate is because it's good to have in my opinion, this could be right, this could be wrong, but with your account, it's good to have a good goal. What's that account for? Okay, you have a dentist office. We want to help the dentist office get patients, be successful, show people that this is what their smile could be if they go to the dentist. If you have a personal account, like for me, my personal account is just anything related to me, or fucking anything, honestly. It could be, I don't have a goal with my personal account.
Right.
My goal with my personal account is to not have a goal, just to make it entertaining and make it entertaining for the people that I know, actually. I actually went through and did a massive blocking, cleaning spree at the beginning of the year. Yeah, some people have asked, Peter, why did your shit go down so hard? It's because I blocked and deleted like 10,000 people.
Wow.
Because I wanted to really get focused on, okay, the people who
Really support you?
the people who really are dialed in. And another thing about my personal account is I've always had the courage to just test anything and everything on there.
Sure.
And like
You're using it like a
Yeah.
lab.
it's a lab. My Instagram is a lab. If you
The
want to
lab.
follow an
The Ham
Instagram lab, go to Mr. Peter Ham. Yeah.
As a creative myself, like I'm
yeah,
curious,
brother.
where do you get your like inspiration for your aesthetic for the pod and all the promo and this?
Yeah, how many mushrooms do you do?
saturated?
Yeah,
you
I
know,
take
site.
about 8 grams every morning.
8?
Of
Holy shit.
psilocybin.
Hero times 2.
I respect mushrooms, and I think they're good when done in a good environment.
Yeah.
But that's not what I do. I actually haven't done them in quite some time. But in regards to the design,
Like all your thumbnails, like super deep fried, like
yeah,
you know,
I
love it.
Yeah, and this kind of goes off of something we were talking about earlier, the introvert and extrovert thing. I am really passionate about the art aspect of creation. I think that just like an artist paints something very unique, a big part of creating content is having that creative approach. And how that ties into introvert and extrovertedness is, like you, I'm a guy who fucking gets just juiced up when I'm around other people. But at the heart of a creator, the most creative, productive times are when you're alone, when you're creating, when you're thinking, when you're deep in thought, and when you're acting on it. and you're alone during those times. And like a lot of my shit, you'll see it's very. If you go to the main podcast page, if you scroll
Ham
up,
Planet.
the one that shows the album covers, they're very.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it took a lot of time. They have little nuances, secret messages.
You had your mom on? 50?
Yeah, I had my mom on.
That's rad, man. That's great.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah, yeah. She was.
Does she support you?
She supports me. She's the best mom I could ever ask for. She's got certain things that she could understand more, or I wish she would understand more. But the fact of the reality is podcasting, modern media, innovation, doing what we do, a lot of people don't understand it yet, but they will.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
There's a lot of people in the world. This definitely has shifted more towards having an understanding, but there's a lot of people who view as social media it's not a huge part of our lives.
Yeah,
Or
like it's not substantial.
It's not substantial.
It's like
it's
cotton
not important,
candy kind of. Yeah.
Right. And people can think that. That's completely fine. I respect that. I love the old school mentality. But at the end of the day, there's difference between sticking to your guns and just surveying what the world is. And social media is a big part of our world. It's gonna become a bigger part.
Well, just look at the ratings, right? For like the news.
Yeah.
Like look at CNN's ratings compared to like
Through
I
the
don't know,
shitter.
like Crystal and Cigar. Those what's their Frontline? Is that the name of their deal?
I think,
their
yeah.
news. I'm done with the news for quite some time. I
Yeah.
haven't dialed that stuff in. I don't feel like it serves my energy real
Breaking
well.
Points.
What'd you say, Sohail?
Breaking points. Is,
Breaking points.
It's
But
just entertain. It
is.
For me. I view it as purely entertainment.
Yep.
It's kind of sad when I go to see my grandparents and
And they got Fox going. And they're
Oh,
getting
fuck
all
yeah.
fired up.
fired the fuck up.
So mad. So pissed.
Oh, fucking spies down again today. Goddamn Biden economy.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're on a 30-minute tangent.
About shit.
It's like, Papa, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But let's talk about some solution.
Yeah, let's talk about some solution.
Yeah.
Or let me hear about the time you were in the Air Force.
Or they should be asking you, or taking some of your energy off of you. If you're out here hustling, you're running Unifi, you got 50 clients that you help every day,
Not 50 clients, but 50 accounts.
and you're helping them. You're working that, and then you're over here
Yeah.
with this massive creative outlet.
Yeah.
So, what's the first podcast that ever caught your attention?
The first podcast that caught my attention.
Yep.
And just to speak on what you just said, do have about over 50 accounts. I'd say about 15 of them are traffic based. 15 of them are creative based, and 20 of them are specific client businesses.
Gotcha.
First podcast that grabbed my attention.
Yep.
I mean, the staples always reference back to is Rogan.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the pod father.
Yeah. It's
Some
undeniable.
some podcasts that have really motivated me and that are definitely impactful to me are number one, Jeff FM. It's a goofy podcast, and the way I stumbled upon it was by watching another podcast I like called Impulsive, Logan Paul's podcast. They're both guys who are my age. They have a big platform. Like, would love to be able to get to their level.
I reckon you're probably not an H3 fan.
I mean, I watch their shit. I'd say like I'm a connoisseur in the podcast community. I mean,
You like the LA comedy ones? Like I love Tiger Belly.
Yeah, I love Tiger Belly.
Bobby's such a gem, bro.
I love Bobby. He's a beauty.
What about Kill Tony?
I should probably
Tony
know who.
Hinchcliffe, yeah. Austin-based. Austin. Everyone's going to Austin, bro.
It's a fucking
Paid Austin, bro.
Jess, let's move to Austin, bro.
Let's not. I'll
lot.
pass.
Austin, great city.
Yeah, miss me with that, bro. I'm out.
Don't get rid of the fucking police, though.
Well,
I'll tell them that.
obviously
I think
not.
they tried that and it didn't work.
Yeah, I think that maybe I think all they needed was a real quick dose of seeing what that was going to be like, and they were like,
That's stupid as shit.
bad idea. It makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all.
Jess loves the cops.
Yeah, they're my friends. Look, I have respect for the blue, 100%.
Love the blue.
I back the blue. I just know a lot of blue personally,
Same here.
and there's
Grew up with a lot of guys I know now are blue.
Yeah, there's guys that I know a lot about that probably shouldn't be allowed to be blue, but they're blue. But it is what it is.
There you go.
And we need blue. So
Yeah, there's fucking bad apples in every batch.
that's a
of
good
apples.
point. That's a good point.
There's in podcasting. There's fucking people who do maybe some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So,
in
we're-
everything, there's people who do fucked up shit.
We're wrapping up, but I'd be remiss to not just say the whole defund the police movement was more about defunding in terms of militarization, in terms of having
Yeah.
some insane
Putting your knee on somebody's
budgets.
neck
Yes.
for 5 minutes and killing them.
And
Everyone agrees
it
that's
never-
fucked up.
It never really happened. Some cities dabbled with it, like you said, but Joe Biden made sure that we funded police more post George Floyd.
Really?
than ever be. Yeah, of course.
Fun fact,
No,
right
that's
there.
100%.
That is interesting.
Pete,
That's super interesting.
this one will have to cut a little short, but when people want to reach out to you, especially for
Absolutely,
Unifi
brother.
services, where should they hit you? By email or by social DM or by both?
Yeah. And we will absolutely continue
Oh, we're
with
doing-
a
bro,
part 2 in the
we're-
Planet Vibe studio.
We're this is a series.
Fuck yeah.
This is a series.
So, ladies and gents, the best way to connect with me is give me a follow at Mr. Peter Ham. You can shoot me a DM if you ever got any questions or want to connect. And if you're interested in learning more about Unifi and building your social presence for your business, go to unificommerce.com, go to the Contact Us page, and if it's a good fit, we would love to work together. So that's a great place to go.
You're a stalwart, man. Thank you for your time. I'm
Brother,
looking forward
always
to the next one.
always an honor and pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was rad. I'm looking forward to picking up where we left off with Pete. I'll probably do the next podcast out at his podcast studio out in Tarrant County. I hope you enjoyed that. Pete is a very cool guy. I'm looking forward to chopping it up with him again. Pete, thank you for your time. And if you can think of someone who I should have on the JESS MARSHALL podcast, DM me on Instagram at Jess from the Northwest or drop a comment below. I hope you enjoy the podcast. I sure love having conversations with people who live a DIY fearless life. I'm looking forward to talking to you all soon. Talk to you later.